Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Mundo's Garden. So it's actually the next day. I guess I just have a little more downtime right now. Um, Wanted to show you. I took some time today and actually strung up those tomatoes. And I kind of trimmed them a little bit, give it a little more air, so that they can breathe a little bit in between. I didn't realize how many tomatoes are actually growing on that thing. It's pretty nuts. Just out here enjoying the good weather. All right, that's it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and check those things out. I didn't realize how nuts the strawberries are growing. I'll show you those on the way. I got to trim off a bunch of these runners, or maybe I'll start trying to pot them. But, like, this is nuts. Like, we got strawberries galore. I mean, it's pretty nuts. I would say, would you say I have a plethora of strawberries? If you know what movie that's from, name it in the comments below. But yeah, so what I did, I actually finished. I strung some other ones up. I kind of accidentally crossed one of them. This one here, accidentally crossed it right there, but I trimmed it up. You can kind of see through it now a little bit. I mean, I just watered, but I mean, we got tomatoes, we got tomatoes. If you look in there, back there, tomatoes and tomatoes. I mean, there's lots of them. It's nuts. I didn't realize how many were coming off. We got, look at these yellow zucchinis. I actually pulled that flower off, and I'll tell you the reason I did is because it was already dried up. It should have been coming off. I mean, I had to snap this one off the plant because it was getting blossom end rot over here. The flower hadn't come off, and so it starts to rot the end of it. Now this actually, because I left it out here overnight, it's actually rotting more. But it's called blossom end rot. And so typically if you see a flower that's already starting to it's already dried up and it looks like the flower portion is just about ready to come off, you can actually feel free to go ahead and pluck that flower, the rest of it off. I can show you one that naturally did it on its own, and it's a nice size zucchini. It's right in there. I don't know if you can see it right there, and there's its flower right there. Okay, there's a weed. Gotta get that out. So there's its flower right there, and it just naturally dropped it off. So I'll get closer so you can see the how it's supposed to just drop off, right? And so that wasn't happening on the other one. On the other one I showed over there. So I just kind of plucked it off. I saw it. I was like, okay, that thing's ready to come off. So like you see some of these other ones, they're still green. Like the flower on top, it's still green. Look at that. That looks so good. I mean, and these I think these are going to be pretty nice sized zucchinis. Decent. I don't think they're going to be huge, but we'll see. I did some trimming of the leaves as well. I actually wanted to produce a little more leaves, and I'm going to be spraying some of the fungicidal spray. I want to get rid of a lot of that nonsense. I'm seeing some cracking. I don't know if that's actually rotting or if that's just from the cracking, but I'll be keeping an eye on that tomato there. I just spotted that right now. What I do is I actually clip a lot of the like the dead leaves try to clip those off. I actually need to string this one up. And so this one here, I definitely need to string up. And then this one as well, I think I'm gonna have to string this one. I let this run a little too wild. So now I'm trying to, keep an eye out for any like suckers I'll see in these corners. And see, look, see, I missed that one. So if you don't want it forming another one, go ahead and pluck those. So now, I mean, I guess it worked out okay. I just have to string some of these up, but I don't think I want more suckers coming off. I'd rather this thing start growing up taller. And I would let it get, about, I'd say off the plant bed, maybe about 5 to 6 feet. Because I don't want it to be a massive plant. I don't want to be having to obviously reach up towards the top there. Now, also on the top here of this one, I have the lattice like I showed you before. And this is the grapes that are hopefully all going to climb up that. And then hopefully we'll be able to pull little, what are they called? Little grape bunches, right? And then, oh, look at that. We got blossom end rot right there. I didn't spot that earlier, but looks like it started as blossom end rot. See, and it'll start to just do away with the whole thing. But see, you can tell it started here. And so you have to keep an eye out. I'll see if there's another way to prevent that from happening naturally. And we'll just have to keep an eye out. Looks like I got a couple zucchinis forming here. That's weird. That one... Oh, I think because it was rotting, it turned yellow. Because this is actually green zucchini. And it's cool because you can actually tell the difference in the two zucchini. So as you can see, there's a green one back there behind that one. And we got some other ones forming. Like that guy right there. But it's funny. So this is the leafage on the green, which is the same as this, but different from this. This is the yellow variety. And if we follow it down, see, boom, yellow zucchini's right in there. So, and I just spotted, and this is actually what we're gonna do to try to help prevent the blossom end rot. That I'm just gonna pluck it right off. I just pulled it right off. I mean, it comes off fairly easy, and hopefully that does the trick. Not 100% sure. I just took those two, but I remember seeing a video a while back, I think over a year ago, about 2 years ago, about blossom end rot on zucchinis, and that's what they did. They were pulling the flowers off before they were able to rot out. So, but I thought that was cool that, how the two leaves, this one and this one, this being the green and this one being the yellow, I thought that was pretty cool. We can take a look at this tomato plant. See, we got some nice healthy tomatoes right in there. And I did a little bit of trimming, not too much on this one because it's just one plant. I just have to keep an eye on things such as the suckers, right? I got to keep an eye on the suckers. Now, I don't like to pull the suckers off once they've already started flowering. I'll just kind of let it take its course there. Look, I got some nice Thai basil right in the middle there. Things are looking good. We built this little trellis thing here. This little makeshift. This is actually old trellis that was just in the backyard. And so we just strung it up. Something makeshift just for it to work. I try not to put too much money into the gardening. I want it to be worthwhile. So I got the cucumbers here, and now I want them. I'm going to start training them to start climbing up this, so that hopefully our cucumbers will just hang right off. Excuse the mess out here, as we've been doing more work out here and haven't really been cleaning up after ourselves. So I'll be having to do that soon. But yeah, so keep in mind, guys. I'll mention on here about blossom end rot and taking care of those, your zucchinis. So we got to see a little bit of that as far as not letting your zucchinis go through that blossom end rot, how to try to prevent that. Now, like I said, I don't know if it's foolproof. We'll have to wait and see. And hopefully it'll work out. It looks like our quick update on the jalapenos, it looks like they're starting to come through. I mean, these guys were pretty bare. I was like picking a whole bunch of the stuff off because they were starting. Look at that, we got a little ladybug, and that's a natural pest control right there. But yeah, they were like, most of them were looking like this, and even less. I mean, there was less leafage on there when I was pulling stuff off, and like that one there. But as you see, like, these are starting to take pretty good. This one here, and looks like they're flowering nicely. They're starting to put some jalapenos off. Looks like we got one here. I don't know what's going on. Oh no, it's just going darker. So maybe that one's just about ready to come off, and maybe we could take it into the kitchen, chop it up. But yeah, we got a lot of good stuff here. I'm gonna have to trim this stuff back, because this is actually an Ecuadorian lemon pepper, hot lemon pepper. It's a hot pepper that is of, I guess, naturally from Ecuador, which is where my family's from. So I'm gonna have to trim up a little bit so that little guy can get enough sunlight and start blossoming himself, because I have 2 zucchini plants here that are just sucking up all the sun. My dill is going to flower. Like I said, I'm gonna have to probably pull back a little bit. I mean, obviously I'll let one just continue to flower, and the other one I'll try to take some stuff off and use that in the kitchen, harvest, and then that way maybe I can keep it from dying out. The other one, maybe I'll let flower and collect seeds so that I have seeds for next year. But I mean, it's looking lovely. I mean, you probably can't see it that well from far away, but up close, I mean, wow, look how thick and luscious this is. This looks nuts. I thought this was nuts. And this is like an onion. I don't know if it just grew out of the ground by itself, or I don't think I put anything down for it to grow. But we got some cilantro that started sprouting there. I thought I had put more in than I did, but that's fine, whatever. I'm gonna get more seeds, and we're probably gonna do some more herbs, because shorter lifespan, and that way you can constantly be harvesting, which is good. But anyways, guys, thanks a lot for watching this update. This is Mundo signing off and saying, let's make a green world. How about that? Let's make a green world together. All right? Happy gardening, guys.